It's so hard to do. That's my Billy Sheehan impression. Hey guys, Justin with Indie Guitar Demos. Today I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite basses in my collection. This is the Lakland Duck Dunn Skyline series. Now you might notice it doesn't say Skyline on here. I'll get to that in a moment. So a little history about how I acquired this bass. An old band that I was in called A Voice Like Rhetoric. Used to tour a lot, played all around the country, Canada a little bit too, I believe. But I was sitting around one day, and our manager, Craig Bolivar, who now owns and runs Iron Shark Industries, awesome dude, sent him an email, sent him some love. But I was sitting around one day, and I just get this random text from him, and he was like, "Hey, what do you want endorsement-wise for A Voice Like Rhetoric?" And me going, "All right, I'm going to shoot big." So I was like, "I want a Lakland endorsement." 30 minutes later, text me back, he's like, "What bass do you want?" So I immediately hop onto the Lakland website, I look up, and I wanted a P bass at the time because I was using a Music Man, and I wanted to get more of like a vintage sound for the direction that we were going. So I looked on the site and I saw this one. Now, it is no longer called the Duck Dunn series, it's called the 44-64, and the Skyline series only comes in a dark cherry finish with a matching headstock. Now you'll see that mine obviously is not that. It's a tobacco finish, custom pickguard, no painted headstock. That's what I asked them to do, and they hooked me up and they did it. Now when they had to redo the neck, the headstock had to be taken, or the logo on the headstock had to be taken off, and when they did it, they didn't put the Skyline back on there. So if people are watching me play it, they think that I spent $3,000 on a bass. Joke's on them. I paid way less than that. I paid less than half for it. So I have to say I love this bass. Plays awesome, sounds awesome, and as you can see, it's no longer just a P bass. It no longer has the stock pickup, P bass pickup that came with it, which was a Lakland designed pickup, which sounded awesome. It was a great pickup. Whatever happened, but the electronics just got all jacked up, and it's like, I want to change it up. So I went online and found the Butler EMG pickups that had came out, I think, maybe a year prior to when I got it. Got that, installed it. Really simple to do because they have click connectors instead of having to solder. And I told them I wanted to have the matching Geezer jazz bass pickup put in. And I wanted to have a volume and a blend knob put in because I didn't want to have two master volumes, just because I'd rather just control my volume with one instead of having to adjust both pickups, like with a Squier jazz bass that I have, which has two volumes. Now, it's really nice because dialed in the center, you get that jazz bass sound that you're so accustomed to hearing. All the way up, you're going to get the P bass. All the way back, you're just going to get the bridge. Gives you like that quote-unquote Jacko sound. Volume, tone. Now here's my biggest issue with these pickups, and it's not even the pickups, it's the pots that are used. This tone pot doesn't do shit. It doesn't. EMG, up your game. It's just so slight. So EMG, if you want to, if you're feeling the love that I'm giving you, because I love these Geezer Butler pickups, you should send me a tone knob that gives me a wide spectrum. That way I can use it. With that said, how about we get into what it sounds like? Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the tuners real quick on this bass. Love them because they barely ever go out of tune. And these are what came. They're stock. You usually have to switch out tuners because they're not that great. But these are the Hipshot, I believe they call these the lightweight Hipshot lightweight tuners, light tuners. Love them. Stay in tune. I rarely have any issues with them. Okay, let's talk about the bridge real quick. You know, the standard design that you see on most bridges. You know, barrel saddles. I believe these are brass. I might be wrong. That's okay. Hey, I just play bass. You know, what do I know? But this is obviously Lakland designed bridge. You know, in-house. Never had an issue with it. Intonation's great. Sustains right where I want it. Yeah, never had any issues, and I've beat this thing. This thing's been in a flight case and flown over to Europe. And oh, as I'm talking about this, I'm gonna shift really quick so you guys can see this. So don't mind, this is on the fly. Don't get mad at me, Alex. But I want to show you what the TSA did to my bass one time. Okay, it's gonna be really slight to see. All right, you see that little nick right there, right there. You see that? Yeah, that's the TSA taking my bass out and doing something to it. Trust me. Our guitarist Dave had one of his guitars broken by the TSA. Vintage Gibson Les Paul headstock was broken off. But other than that, never had any damage. Okay, so as you can see, this is a classic tobacco sunburst finish, which is one of my favorite finishes on any instrument. If I could, all my basses would be this color. And also to go along with the bridge, something I should have mentioned is that it is string through body. But of course, you can also just go through the back of the bridge. I did something weird when I restrung this the last time, and I put the lower strings through body and the higher strings through the bridge. Don't ask me why. It made no difference, but I don't know. I just thought it'd kind of look a little different.